Hey everybody, it's Monday night. You know what that means. The Garage Shop Insider is taking place now. And this week we have someone who's the 1983 Cup champion, NASCAR Hall of Famer, Bobby Allison. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another great edition of the Garage Shop Insider. My name is Tim Packman, your host. And today and for the next couple of shows, we are going to have some awesome conversations with some incredible racers who made NASCAR history. And today, we're going to have a man who's in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, part of the Alabama gang, 83 champion, 85 wins, the one and only Mr. Bobby Allison. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, you bet. Glad to be here.
It's all those accolades and all those accomplishments you had. Sitting behind you is this beautiful Dodge Daytona. What are some of your favorite memories of that car?
Well, the car was really an incredible piece. We did all kinds of things to make the cars handle and drive good and all that. And that little wing on that back fender, back of that car, did more to calm that car down than anything that I ever did on any other kind of car or anything. The car really drove good. Went fast, and you could keep it right in the lane you wanted it in. Just was amazing.
So when you first got out there with the Dodge Daytona with the wing on, how quick was it when you realized, wow, what a difference this way makes, and how much better you could race the other guys out there?
Well, to me it was really impressive. The story is kind of long if you go back to the whole scenario. Dodge rented the track at Talladega, excuse me. Dodge rented the track, and so there were several of us there, and we were there all week, and they never let me in the car until Friday afternoon.
They didn't let you in till Friday?
Till Friday afternoon.
Did you do something wrong, or they just didn't want the greatness to come out too soon?
I wasn't their favorite driver.
Oh, you were their favorite driver. Okay. But you're the sixth-time most popular driver, but go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, got in the car, and I was really amazed. And my first time lap was 3 miles an hour faster than they had gone.
How much further did you say?
3 miles an hour.
3 miles an hour, which is big.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second.
They had the car instrumented really nicely and done a lot of stuff I'd never seen before as far as reading the different parts of the operation of the car, the handling and the acceleration, braking, all those kind of things were all part of the instrumentation. And so they it was time for the quit for the day, and they said, well, we'll come back tomorrow and run again tomorrow. And so got back the next day, and they did the same thing they'd been doing.
Left you off to the side.
Left me off to the side, and let all these other guys try to run. They discovered that I didn't wiggle the steering wheel as much as the other guys.
So that's where you picked up the...
And that was where I got the speed. And so they let those guys keep trying and keep trying. Finally, it's quitting time again. So they let me in the car, and so I got and I ran a couple laps, and I ran 199.9, but didn't make 200.
Yeah.
So they said, well, we weren't going to run Sunday, and we can't run until afternoon because it's church day in Alabama. So really, we'll run Sunday afternoon. And so we got back there, and they kept Buddy Baker there, and they kept Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Charlie Glossbach?
Charlie Glossbach. And one of the other drivers, I can't remember who it was right at the moment. And we went through the same routine again. They explained to all these guys that I went faster than they did by holding the steering wheel straighter.
And they wouldn't do it.
And so they kept trying. Okay, Buddy, go again. Okay, Charlie, you go again.
Right.
Hold the steering. You're doing better. Hold the steering wheel straighter. And okay, and okay, Buddy, you go again, and Charlie, you go again.
So Buddy Baker, Charlie Glossbach are going, and you're not. You're just
Yeah.
waiting.
And I'm just sitting there in my uniform,
Yeah.
all ready to put my helmet on and go.
Yeah.
And so finally, it's right at quitting time again. And by now they've run like 197, 198.
No one still got close to you.
No.
Got it.
And so finally I said, well, okay, Allison, you can go ahead and go. So I jump in that thing and I go. And run 2 laps. My second lap was 200.001 or something.
Right. So you broke the 200 mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then the engine blew up.
Huh.
So I said, okay, the test is over. You guys, everybody go home. And by the way, this is secret. And anybody that tells the speed, we don't want Ford to know how fast we went. And anybody that tells is fired.
Oh.
So, okay. So I went home.
Right.
And they kept Buddy there and changed the engine and ran the next morning.
On Monday.
Yeah.
And that's where he got
So he got
credit.
the official.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
but anyway, it was one of those situations where it was a big deal, but it wasn't a big deal. I was really sincere about my racing and doing whatever. I felt like I had contributed to the basic engineering of everything I ever got into, and I had changed the camber and stuff a little bit, and it helped me a little bit, and so
Good.
I was happy about that. But French wasn't happy.
Big Bill France.
Big Bill France.
Because you went 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
When you're going 200 miles an hour in this Dodge Daytona, can you tell that you're going that much faster? Or did you have the confidence when you were out there this car is going to be good? Do that?
The car drove so good and it was so smooth, even though the track was bumpy. You know, the pavement was really very inconsistent.
Right.
Had ridges and bumps here and there along the way, and the car just accepted all of that, and still was really easy to drive, and so it was just amazing. And, I was really pleased with the thing from my standpoint. Yeah.
When you went out there in competition racing against other Dodge Daytonas, because there was several drivers that had them. So how was it when the handle when in traffic and?
Well, that was one of the things that I really liked about what I was able to make the adjustments I wanted to tune the chassis up, and things were really good. You could make the Fords wiggle.
Right.
by
If you get
run up close. Yeah.
So you won in this car.
Yeah, but well into the season after we got going.
Right.
Petty and Hamilton had the Plymouth, and they won the Daytona, and they won Rockingham and whatever races along the way with the Plymouth. Somebody else had a Plymouth that was one of the really good runs too. I can't remember who it was, but Plymouth won, and then the Fords got really going good, and they won. And,
so when you started racing against the Ford Talladegas, did you notice how they started picking up, and like you guys in the Dodges had to start paying attention more to the Talladegas were doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The whole Ford thing was a competitive deal, and Ralph Moody, who I thought the world of, just the man had been such an influence on me through my career, and I know really affected Donnie and some of the other guys that he picked up a few that he liked and really helped. And he was really into that, getting that Talladega Ford going as fast as those wing Dodgers. Yeah. And so I paid attention to that, and I saw that go on. And we had to work on ours. we had a couple of engineers with Chrysler that didn't like some of my setups, and I had a little bit of difficulty with getting something that I really liked, and then going home and come back in the morning, and my car was changed back to the stuff I didn't like.
So your innovation, I mean, everyone, we know about the wins and the championship and all the things you've done, but your innovation and engineering mind worked way past just driving the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, and I fiddle with anything I drove. The modifieds were back in the earlier days, and modifieds and sportsmen, and then all the different things I get in along the way. And I always wanted to go ahead and adjust on whatever it was. Most of the time it suited me okay, but every once in a while I over-adjusted or under-adjusted or something.
And then the manufacturer didn't like it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you going faster than the other guys? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. Too fast. Wasn't the object to win, though, right?
That was always my thought.
Not all the time.
That's how I went. And the deal, I was there to try to win.
Exactly. And you did it 85 times, so that's good.
Yeah.
When you won with this car, do you remember how great it was to pull into victory lane with this beautiful Dodge Daytona?
Oh, yeah. It was really big. Really good for me, and good for Dodge, and good for the fans and the racing and the whole deal.
So now here we are, 2021, and we have the diecast of the car here and a few others of yours. When these came out, the response to people wanting these was big.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Just because it was such a unique car?
Yeah.
Or it's so beautiful, or is it a combination of?
The uniqueness really had a good effect on that. A lot of people really, early on, the cars didn't sell well, but on the market now,
right.
Today, people hunt around and find one. They'll pay big bucks to get in and drive it home.
So with that said, if I wanted one of these diecasts, where would I get one?
Oh, the diecast right there, they're becoming pretty scarce, but you can get one from me.
Okay. BobbyAllison.com?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Or if they happen to see you out in town in Mooresville, you usually have one on you too, don't you?
Yeah. Usually one or
right.
more in
That's
the trunk
good.
of my car.
I mean, they're beautiful. All three of the diecasts you have here are just, the history behind them are great. And I noticed the theme of the gold with you.
Yes.
Yeah. When you first started driving this and when they all came out, the other competitors and the other makes, what were they saying to you about it? What were they griping about?
They were pretty unified by being against the car.
Because it was that good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the driver was that good.
Well, the car was good no matter who drove it.
Okay.
And I feel like I maybe added a little tiny bit to mine, but it wasn't spectacular. But the cars were good for whoever had them, so the winner of that first race was Richard Brickhouse,
yep.
And he was in a Dodge.
So when the Aero Wars that's going on between Ford and Dodge and the Talladega versus the Daytona, when NASCAR said, "Okay, that's enough, you guys," and they said the programs are going to go away, how did that? Was it disappointing to you? Did you see it coming, or was it kind of like?
Well, I kind of saw it coming, and I had seen NASCAR step in and change rules around because of trying to equalize the competition or level the playing field or wherever they wanted to call it. Way before Gary Nelson got there, even, and I didn't always agree with how they were going about leveling the playing field.
But you still went out there and
raced,
yeah.
You still had to go race.
Yeah.
That was the event for the day, and that's how the car had to be to qualify for the event.
If you had one favorite memory of driving the Dodge Daytonas, what would be one that you could pick out of all of them?
Just probably the very first time when I went for 200
200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
At the test.
Yeah.
Talladega. Well, good. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you being on, and your the legacy you leave behind and the history that you did in these cars is amazing. And now to see these two cars sitting here right now, it's any race fan, historical, has got to have goosebumps. And when you see these cars, how does it feel for you?
I just really enjoy it. I think back and think of the good times.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bobby.
You bet.
Okay, we've talked to the past and the history of the sport. Now we're going to talk to the present and the future. Lead engineer for us at Aaron Brown's Garage Shop, his son, Spencer Brown. We are talking with the son of Aaron Brown, who owns the garage shop, Spencer Brown. Spencer, how you doing? Thanks for being with us.
Good. Thank you for having me on here.
There you go. See, your fan club's here. That's awesome. That's good. You got to love your teammates, right?
Yep.
Your title, your job position here is lead engineer. What does that entail at the garage shop?
Basically, it means like we get projects like the Streamliner in, we get the Roadrunner, and they say, we need the kinematics for the suspension, we need to do packaging, chassis work, basically everything out. So I work with me and another guy. We work together, Mike Sweet. We work together and work everything out.
They just come to you and say, we want to build this, and it's up to you to design it from the...
I have a box, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they give me a box to build in stuff.
Okay.
But like Streamliner, we didn't really have any limitations on it. We had mostly a width and a length, and that was it.
So this behind us was once a drawing on your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was.
and now it's
there.
there. And it's every day I come here, I notice it keeps getting more and more built up there.
It keeps growing.
Right.
It does.
What is your background in this, how you learned how to do this?
I used to go work with Dad.
Right.
Like the 7 car, Bodine, Square D car, Everham's, DEI, and then on a couple truck teams and stuff too. And I'd go to work with him on the weekends, and I sort of started. He'd make me clean toolboxes.
Right.
I used to do my job.
Sure.
Saturday, I'd spend day cleaning toolboxes.
And you were how old at this time?
Maybe like 6, 7.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that's what I used to do. And then during the summers, when he worked at like the school car, I'd spend a whole summer with him.
Right.
So I'd bring my bicycle with me and I'd ride around the parking lot,
Sure.
run through the haulers, use the engine hoist, stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. So learned a lot of cool stuff with that. And then from there, I started working as I got older, probably like around 12-ish or so, 13. We started doing a lot more work. He'd take me to wind tunnel.
Oh, wow.
I'd work with him there. He'd teach me a lot, some fabrication, aero stuff like that. So then I started doing that, So then I started spending my weekends at the wind tunnel with him.
Right.
And then, he would be like, oh, you don't need to go to school. Just come with me, So I'd go work with him instead of go to school during like middle and high school. But
Great.
it was a lot of fun though. Yeah. It was cool.
So when kids say, why would you do this weekend? I went to the wind tunnel. I mean, you know how cool that is for an opportunity that not everybody is able to go in there.
Oh, yeah. At the time, I was always mad because, oh, man, everyone's playing Xbox, and here I got to go to the wind tunnel in Atlanta.
Right. And
So, but
look at...
But the amount of stuff I learned, later on, you're like, yeah, I'm glad I did that instead of stayed home playing Halo,
Formal education, or did you, after high school?
Yeah, so I, through high school, I worked with him mostly. So I
Right.
did my high school online, and then I did my bachelor's of engineering at UNCC.
Okay.
So mechanical. And then right now I'm working on my master's electromechanical engineering at UNCC.
Really?
So
for you.
actually my thesis is on the Streamliner. The second iteration of this is going to be a hybrid.
Okay.
So it'll be, the front half will be 4-wheel drive, and the front half will be electric driven. So it'll be electric motor
Wow.
to like a 2-speed transmission to the front wheels, and then we'll have to pair that with the Pro Mod in the back.
Huh.
So it's going to be my thesis. I should have that done this fall sometime.
I was going to ask you, are you able to do your homework while you're working to take in for what you're doing? But you just answered that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah. It's great. Yes, because I got it approved, and it worked out really good. So I get to hit, do 2 things at once.
I'm sure
So.
nobody in your class is going to have a project like yours.
No. Yeah, I tell them about it. They just look at me like, well, that sounds cool.
Yeah, something different, right?
Yeah. You have to really explain it to them because a lot of people don't know what a Streamliner is.
Right. What is
Yeah.
a Streamliner? Go ahead, explain it for people that might be watching that don't know.
I mean, to me, a Streamliner is just, it's a purpose-built land speed car.
Right.
It goes as fast as you can in a distance. So like these, they're usually really aerodynamic, a lot of horsepower, made to go fast and small amount of time.
And so you've had a hand in building this from the ground.
Yeah. So basically back in like August, I think it was, we started. They started drawing conceptual stuff for it. Doing engines and stuff. How long it was going to be and
Right.
stuff like that. So, and then we started doing the body and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
So how many feet long is this going to be once it's
Um,
put together?
I don't know body wise, but wheelbase will be between like 30 and 36.
Okay.
So.
And once that's ready to go, what speeds are you looking to achieve?
I think our goal is 400. It's really modest.
400?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's modest. That's
Okay.
for a gas car, it's modest. But
I got it. I get it.
It's built to go faster, but that's
Right.
going to be our primary goal, so we can have
So the satisfaction when you come in here and you look over and you see your creation coming to life, what's that like for you?
It's pretty cool. You draw things on a computer. You design things on a computer. You do FEA and stuff like that.
What
You
FEA stands for?
finite element analysis.
Okay. I mean, I just want.
Yeah.
people-
Okay. Yeah. I hope I said that right.
That's fine. Okay.
So you do stuff like that. You test like the front bulkhead over here.
Uh-huh.
We did that, and FEA made sure it was going to withstand amount of pressure we think it's going to withstand. So I mean, it held up good and stuff like that.
Right.
And that was really nice to use that as a tool and figure it out, so we didn't overdo it or underdo it. And then the back, but at the same time, you design things and you start building it, and you come back, over there, you're on the computer, we draw it, we build it, and then as you're building it, you're like, man, I could do this a little bit different.
Right.
And you're sitting there like, then you go back over there and you start messing with it,
Right.
and you retest it, you're like, oh, that'll work better. So it's really, it's kind of like turn. So I just don't ever finish drawing something or design something, take it over here and build
Right.
it, and go, oh, that worked perfect. It's usually as you build it, you always do a small improvement here or
Right.
here, or you put two things together and you figure it out. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you got this. We said there's another project going on as well.
Oh yeah, we got the Roadrunner over there.
Okay.
The the drag week car.
Okay.
So they're working on that. So they're doing the rear clip on that. We're working on the front suspension on it right now.
And not when that's up and going, that's going to go.
I think 270.
270?
I think that's what they're going for.
That's not bad.
Yeah, well, they'll share similar motors between the two of them.
Okay. So when you build these and you see them take to the track, have you had other projects that taken to the track already that you've been part of yet?
Yeah, I worked on the 71.
All right.
I've worked on the 39.
Okay.
I've worked on other race teams too. It's bring all that stuff along. It's cool. So
How old are you?
31 right now.
31. I mean, it's amazing the stuff that you're doing that is going to have a historical impact on land speed records and everything. So when you saw this go down the track or roll out for the first time, you had to be like, wow, that's pretty cool to be part of that.
It was cool. It's really cool. So I was part of the original team that went in 2008.
Okay.
2007 with it.
Okay.
The 71 with Dodge. I was out there with them when we did that in 2007 with Dodge. And, it was cool to go, see that back out there, a real, Bobby Isaac Daytona.
Right.
So that was really cool.
So the interesting cars is there, and
I don't personally have it on my own project car because
you got.
I
You
got
don't
a
have
lot of other
time.
projects to work on. I don't have time for my own. So
All right, so the Talladega, which we've been talking about through other shows, and that when you're seeing that now starting to come to life, I mean that is just it's an amazing build. But the work what did you do specifically? If your fingerprint's on there, where's your?
on that I did all the suspension on it, so I did all K-Mac stuff like that. Got all that figured out where it needed to be, and try to get the right heights and where it needed to set up at, so that way they could hang the body on it.
And then this is off computer, but so you had to reference the original Ford Talladega in some way.
So that car, it's kind of a hybrid. It's 117-inch wheelbase, but it's using standard front cup suspension. So just pretty much like Roush lowers, uppers. So you in 8-degree spindles and stuff in it.
Right.
So I mean that stuff. There was nothing really one off. It was kind of simple. I mean, I've done that. So that's usually what I do here, anyways, is do a lot of setup.
Okay.
So I did the setup on the 71. I did the setup on Talladega, modified all the other cup cars.
So your dad ropes you into the modified?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was that was a lot of fun. That was definitely different than any cup car I ever worked on.
Speaking of your dad, hang on. What's it like to work for him?
What's it like?
What's it like working for your dad?
Am I allowed to answer this?
Yes, you are.
It's a lot of fun. He definitely he lets you get creative. I mean, this is like any family member.
Sure.
Some days you wake up and you're just not into it. But no, I love him to death. I mean, he takes good care of us and stuff like that. So I got nothing to complain about.
Well, and the one thing is his passion for doing things, and then that's something that you have to see and go, okay, if he's going to have that, I have to have that too.
Yeah.
Passion.
Yeah. I mean, he when he comes in the shop, when we start working on stuff, and he's really into it. That gets everyone else really into it. So that makes, you know, it's one thing to build a good car, but when, you know, the person that leads the project is really into it, it elevates everyone else to excitement to get a better car. Everyone's doing that extra step, you know, whether it's, you know, like on that over there, you know, when they did the rear window braces, you know, is it, you know, worth the extra step to mill them out and get them like, yeah, yeah.
No.
Oh, I mean, that's what I mean. It just takes the extra step of quality
Right.
to get it going, you know, because someone's really, you know, if the first guy who's ahead of it all, you know, they don't care, then you don't care. But he cares about all these projects, you know, and it really drives us all to do better.
So the attention to detail carries down.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
Other times you just want to say, you know what? I'm out.
yeah, it's yeah.
You don't have to
someday.
answer. I was just baiting you on that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes his attention detail really does drive you crazy. You're like, it's good enough. And you're like, no, he's like, go farther. And you're like, I just want to go home now.
That's good. That's good. So when you go to the track, so you've been to Bonneville, you've been to the Arkansas. Where else? Ohio? Is there a track up there you've been?
Yeah,
to?
we went to. Yep.
Okay. And when you see that time come back, you got to be like, wow, it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it's pretty fun to go out there because we set up, you know, a test plan before we go. You know, and there's always, you know, when you're out there, you always create more ideas. So you come back and you work on those, and then next time you go out and you test those, and if we had some that didn't work at all, it hurt us more than anything. So we know those don't work. But it's really cool to see when you do try something, it does work. You know, even if it is a couple miles an hour, it matters.
So when you're out there at those other places, are you looking at other cars going, hey, what do they do there? Are you kind of like one of those, you're taking a look at it like, hey, that's something we might want to try, or that's good or that's bad?
I mean, really, wherever we go, I mean, there's no other Daytona.
Right.
There's no other Talladega. There's no other Streamliner like this. It's not like going to the modified or like a cup race. You know, you can look around and see what someone else is doing.
Right.
Yeah, and you kind of get an idea of what they're doing. For us, we're completely different than everybody else. And that's the thing, Arkansas, everyone's completely different. So there's guys out there running, there's a guy running an S10 with a Bugatti body on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that, what he does is completely wild. You know?
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, and there's all kind of different like roadsters and, you know, Lamborghinis and stuff. So what they do is different from what we do. But it's cool to look at what people come up with.
If you could have one thing you'd want to, but if your dad said, here, we're going to build whatever you want for all your hard work, you would choose
like a race car or just a regular car?
anything wheels. Anything.
Oh, anything.
I know, put you on the spot, didn't
Yeah, I know. I had to think about that
All
one.
right.
Anything I want. You know what? Don't hate me.
No, I'm not going to.
I'm going to say El Camino.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I grew up with El Camino.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, my dad has a 71 El Camino.
Oh,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, we had one back in the day.
That's cool.
Why that car?
I don't know. I've always liked them. I don't know why. I don't know why, because they're ugly or what, but it's like the mole of cars, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, my dad has a beautiful red one.
Yeah.
And still drives it around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I always liked them. You know, I always liked, I mean, really any car. Really, I've never hated one particular car. So, I mean, every car's different, so I like them all. So.
So if I hired you to build me a original TV Batmobile, would that be okay?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right,
Be
good.
cool,
All right,
yeah.
that's my dream car.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Good. You're in.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, I mean, all cars. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Whether it's like Dodge or Ford or even like Nissans. I mean, they're all pretty cool. I mean, so they're all different. It's cool.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming. I keep
Yeah.
up the great work, and I'm looking forward to going to Bonneville and
it'd be fun,
Arkansas
yeah.
with you guys, so we can see these on the track eventually.
Yeah.
So
Maybe I'll give you the computer. You can use it for a little bit.
you'd be lost. You know that's not my that's not my thing at all. But I
All
appreciate
right.
it. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, you thought the Garage Shop Insider's been awesome so far? Wait till next week when we have 10-time NASCAR Cup Series winner Donnie Allison right here with us.